When I say this strategy right here allows me to trade and rely on the profits to pay my bills, all without day trading, all without reading charts, and all without using indicators, this strategy right here allowed me to leave my job, my 9 to 5 at 24 years old. And it is so simple, so easy, like even beginners can do it. And so I'm gonna just give you a little background before I get into it. I have my iPad here. I'll be sharing my screen, but before I get into the video, I wanted to give you a little background. So I needed a trading strategy that was easy enough for me to understand. So a little background, I had a learning disability, and I say had a learning disability because I don't claim it anymore, but I had a learning disability and I could not understand charts, day trading. It was a little too much for me. I needed a strategy that was simple enough for me to digest the information and could hit the ground running. And so that's what this strategy allows me to do. It allows me to not have to use charts or indicators or day trade. The second thing is I needed to leave my 9 to 5 because of a chronic disease. Could not do it. It's called juvenile type 1. I have an insulin pump literally to live. Okay. And so working a 9 to 5 and dealing with this illness was not easy. It was a lot of, hey, you're terminated because maybe you should get on FMLA or find a job where you can get on FMLA, which is like job protection. But the thing is, it takes you 12 months working just to qualify for FMLA. So I often get fired before even making it to the 12-month mark, which very annoying. So the 9 to 5 is not suitable for people like me that have a chronic disease. You are going to multiple doctor appointments. In my case, at the time, it was every 3 months. So then you're coming into work late because, listen, I felt like I was on my deathbed. Okay, that's how bad my control was over my type 1. It wasn't great. And then leaving work early because of complications. It happened all the time. And so managers, they get annoyed with it and they're like, all right, you gotta go. So my thing was, when I do leave though, what I'm not about to do is being glued to a screen. Because if I got freedom, I want freedom. So I'm not about to be glued to my phone, glued to my computer, glued to my iPad, talk about I'm a trader. That wasn't going to happen. And so this trading strategy gives me just that. Okay, let's go ahead and it gives me both of that. It gives me the ability to understand a strategy that is so easy, a 10-year-old could do. Then it gives me the strategy where I literally trade 4 times a month. You could trade 2 times a month, or you can trade just 1 time a month. It literally takes, I say, less than 3 minutes because, you know, if you're a beginner, you might want to sit and look at the daggone form before you submit it a couple times. Now me, I'm and I'm submitting. 30 seconds, all I need. And so we're going to go ahead and get into this strategy, or what allows me to trade the strategy without charts. And if you're interested and you want a deeper dive into the strategy and my exact plan on how I left my 9 to 5 at 24 years old, 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago now, I am having a free stock trading masterclass coming up. The link to register is in the description. The date and the time is there. And come join your girl. We're going to have a good time and prepare for your mind to be absolutely blown away. Oftentimes I get, man, I wish I would have knew this sooner. Yeah, it's that good. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, I have my sharing my screen right here. Okay, I have my screen right here and I want to break down, why is it that I don't trade stocks or day trade stocks, or why don't I read charts or read indicators to profit on these companies? And so I want to go over the fundamentals with you guys, literally what I do when I'm looking at a stock to trade. And I also want you to take note that I don't trade different stocks every week that I trade. So I like to trade once a week, which is 4 times a month. And I trade the same stocks over and over again. There was a point where I traded literally the same stocks for 5 years. We switching things up now. That's what we're doing. Okay, we're switching things up right now. There's so many amazing stocks out there, lot of opportunity for other, premium sizes and stuff like that. And so, but I want you to know that I've traded the same company for 5 years, and that's the goal. The goal here is not to trade in and out of different companies, because then it starts to feel like day trading a little bit. We don't want that. Simple is always best. Boring money is that good money. Okay. So we have Delta here, and as you can see right now, Delta is $86, which if I'm gonna get into the video, but it's kind of on the higher side. Okay, this is what I trade though. And how it works is, in order for you to trade the stock, so you have to purchase the actual shares first, and then we trade. So this type of strategy is like a low risk strategy. The risk is much lower because you have to purchase the shares first, and then you trade against it, and it brings in a premium that you collect every single week that you trade, or every single month that you trade, or every bi-weekly that you trade. And so we have the price of the stock here. How I do it is I look at the 5-year on, you can do this on stock analysis, or you can use Yahoo Finance, Google Finance, any free resource you can do the same research on. It's really simple. So the first thing I do, I look at the 5-year, and I just make sure that the 5-year is an uptrend. Basically, I'm looking to see if it's green and if it's like I'm climbing up a mountain. And if it looks like this, then that's, step one. Step one. So then the second thing I look for is a dividend, which is here. The reason why I look for a dividend is because it tells me that there is some institutional monies in this stock. So it's not just people like you and I invested purchasing shares of the stock, but it's actually colleges. There are large organizations, hedge funds, you name it, that are purchasing by the millions. And so we want to follow, okay? We want to follow the money. So basically, if we see hedge funds and colleges and organizations and companies and you name it, purchasing by the millions, we want some of that too. So if they want in, we want in too. And so that just gives us a little more comfort that institutions are buying in on the stock. So it makes us allowed to rest our head at night. And then, so the third thing that we look for when it comes with the dividend, if the company does offer a dividend, it tells me that it's going to be a little more stable. So we have these two. We have the 5-year. It looks like we're climbing up a mountain. It's green. It look good. And then it has a dividend. It's like, okay, we have some money in this. Okay, we got some money in there. So it's looking pretty good to me. The next thing I look for, if you click on financials, or you can scroll down a little bit on Stock Analyst. You can do this on Yahoo Finance as well. And there's a chart. It's finance. It's called financial. It's a chart, and it's like a bar chart. And if it looks like the chart is going up every single year, like we're walking up some steps, then that's like another indicator that's like, oh yeah, okay, this is a good one. Or you can click on financials. This here, you can click on financials, and you just look at the numbers and make sure that the revenue is increasing every single year. That's a great indicator that this stock is solid. It's solid. Let's do another one. Let me show you another one. And also, Delta is what I'm currently trading right now. If you're if you follow along every Monday on this channel, I give you guys my profits and I share my profits. I share my trades. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, so please don't copy me. Okay. I'm having fun right now. I'm just so excited about the strategy. It's like my passion. And I just want to simply show to you guys what's working for me, but please do not copy me. Okay. I'm not an expert. Okay. Okay. Now that we have that understanding. All right, let's move on. The next stock that I'm currently trading is ticker symbol B. This is the company. It is Barrick Mining. It's currently $36. Beautiful stock. As you can see, the 5 years uptrend, all green. The stock offers a dividend. And again, if you scroll down, you look under financials, you see the bars. So the last couple of years, as you can see, the bars are, it looks like we're walking up steps. The bars are increasing under revenue. And so when I see stocks like this, I am sleeping good at night. If the market decides to crash, if we have a pullback in the market, if Uncle Donnie decides to post something and the market goes crazy, whatever happens, I know that I can sleep good at night. If a pullback happens, oh well, sit on my hands, have patience, it'll come back up. This is how I've been trading for the last 6 years. Left my 9 to 5. I started trading February 2020. We were in a big crash, started March 2020, and I was like, oh no, my trading journey is over. That's what I thought. My trading journey is over. And it was actually a blessing in disguise, because the fact that I was a beginner trader, one, and experiencing a huge market crash, and I was able to trade this strategy while in that market crash, and it was the biggest blessing ever. So that's another story for another day. But anyways, so that's one thing. And it's a very super solid trading strategy. The only thing is, the fact that it's not day trading where you are starting with a couple $100. This is a strategy where you have to start in with a couple thousand. So for an example, Barrick right now is $3,500. We'll say $3,600. It's $35.96 or $36. So that means you have to start in with $3,600. However, once you do fund your account, you're able to purchase the contract and trade the stock. The premium is something that you could rely on to pay your bills. It's phenomenal. When I first started, my stock was $55, which was a little pricey. I don't know why I started that high, but it was the stock I wanted to trade at the time. It was AMD. It was at $50. I put in $5,500. And I didn't have it, so I had to work a third job to fund my account. My third job was working at a restaurant. I was a busser, shining wine glasses. And people are like, girl, what do you mean shining wine glasses? It was a wine bar. It was a luxury wine bar restaurant. So that was my job, shining wine glasses on my feet for like 6 hours at a time. I was grinding, working so hard, and I used that check to fund my stocks, and that's how I got started. And so my first month trading, I made $1,000 a month. I kept scaling it up, kept scaling my income by purchasing more shares. The more shares you purchase, the more your income increases. So I was reinvesting and making sure I was reinvesting, all of those things to increase my income. And then 6 months later, I was at 6 figures in annual income. Not 6 figures in my account, but 6 figures in annual income. And I kept reinvested, paid off my debts that was in my name. Made sure I paid off my debts first before I left my 9 to 5. Then I left my 9 to 5 July 2nd, 2021. So a little over a year trading the strategy in the market. And now, baby, when I say time freedom, when I say financial freedom, that's what I mean. It has been a long time coming, but I have made it. So the sacrifice is definitely worth it. But anyways, I hope this video allowed you to understand that we don't have to trade using charts and day trade and using indicators. Like, it is multiple ways to trade in the market. Everybody knows of that way, but I want you to open your mind a little bit and learn. There are multiple ways than to just day trade. And yes, having a skill of learning reading charts is like a wonderful skill for sure, but you don't need it. Okay, you don't need it for this strategy. And yeah, there's an easy way. There's an easy way to trade and to make a income that you can literally rely on. Yeah, so if you want to learn more about this stock trading strategy, the link to my next free stock trading masterclass is in the description of this video. The date and time is there as well. And I'll see you there. With that being said, I hope this video was good to you. It was good to me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.